Yauhad is good family. Today is one of those cards where the market is simple and the mindset has to be even simpler. Over 1.5 goals, 2 goals and wear out. No correct scores. No drama, no praying for a netty 7th minute will hit some crazy parlay. Just 2 goals. And listen, if you have ever sat there watching a match that is 1-0 and you're doing gymnastics, you already know why I love this market. One moment can flip the whole story. One mistake, one set piece, one bounce, and suddenly the game wakes up. Now you're going to see the numbers on screen. So I am not going to read a spreadsheet to you. I will keep it human. All I will tell you is this: where the edge is big, where the edge is small, and how we size it with units like adults. Because the screed is not being loud. The screed is being consistent. Edge means the bookish handing you a price that is better than what it should be. Like you walked into a shop and the item is clearly on sale, but nobody noticed. We do not argue with it. We just buy it calmly and move on. All right, 11 plays today, all singles, all value only. Let's cook. First play, Harrogate Town versus Swindon Town over 1 po. Int 5 goals, 1.5 units. This is a foundation play. This is the type of match where you do not need a masterpiece. You just need 2 moments. Lower League England can be beautiful chaos. You get a goal and the game stops being polite. It starts getting real. Suddenly both sides believe there is more in it. The tempo opens up. The space show up. The edge here is solid, not the biggest honored, but comfortably in our favor. So a 1.5 units. Because we're building a card, not gambling on a feeling. If this one lands surly, it can look easy. If it lands late, you might eat. Either way, the price is the reason we're here. Next play, MC Oran versus Olympique. Akbou over 1.5 goals, 1 unit. Now this is one of the best value spots today. This is the one where you look at the number on screen and you go, okay, why am I being paid this much for something that rates so well? That edge, that is the whole channel. But I am keeping it 1 unit on purpose. Not because I do not like it, because respect how some leagues can play. Sometimes you get slower starts, sometimes you get weird game states, so we take the value and we keep the stake disciplined. No total loud bet. This is a quiet robbery, 1 unit and out. Next play, Queen's Park versus Ross County. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit. Scotland matches have that energy. Direct football, physical duels, second balls. And the beautiful part is goals do not have to be pretty. You can get a set piece goal or bound goal, a moment of panic in the box. And suddenly you're halfway home. The edge here is clean, not massive, but very playable. This is one of those bets that doesn't need a speech. It needs patience and a good price. 1 unit, we move. Next play, Chesham United versus AFC Totton. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit. All right, this one is a thine, so this is where we separated disciplined bettors from adrenaline bettors. Thinge means we do not force it. We do not start acting like it is the play of the year. We simply place it at 1 unit and let the math do its thing. This is a classic over 1.5 profile. You do not need sustained pressure for 9 minutes. You need 2 moments. Sometimes that is a corner and a penalty. Sometimes that is 1 mistake and 1 counter. It does not matter. 1 unit because the edge is small, and small edge equals smalls. Take that as how you keep your head attached to your shoulders. Next play, Kingsland Town versus Southport. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit. Same philosophy here. Small edge, correct sizing, and I want you to heart this because it will save you money. It is okay for a bet to be boring. Boring is not bad. Boring is stable. The entertaining part is the results over time, not the feeling in the moment. So yeah, 1 unit, wet ache, the small advantage, and we keep going. Next play, Rochdale versus Boreham Wood. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit. We're back to a strong edge. This is one of those where the book is giving you a price than they should. And with this market, that is everything, because we're not guessing who wins. We're not predicting some perfect script. We just want goals to exist. When you have a strong edge on a simple market, you take it. That is the job. 1 unit, there is clean, strong value. None need to get cute. Next play, Bologna versus AC Milan. Over 1.5 goals. 1.5 units. Serie A can be tactical. Sometimes it feels match for a while. But here is the thing, chess matches still end in checkmate, and quality still creates goals. This is not the biggest edge on the slate, so we're not going crazy, but the edge is positive and the match quality is high. That is a good combination. 1.5 units says I respect the league, I respect the pace, but the number is still on our side, also with bigger teams and bigger moments. You can get that 1 spark, 1 moment of brilliance, and the second goal can come from the game state opening up. 1.5 units professional bet. Next play, National Bank versus Ahly Cairo. Over 1.5 goals, 1.5 units. Okay, this is one of the top value spots today. The edge is big. The price is generous compared to our fair line, and that is exactly what we're hunting. You do not need to overthink this. When the edge is loud, the decision is quiet. 1.5 units is the sweet spot here, enough to press note, enough to get treckless if you ever to yourself wanting to triple the stake because you're excited. That is your signal to take a step back. We don't do excitement betting, we do value betting. 1.5 units, locked in play, Sheffield United versus Oxford United. Over 1.5 goals, 1.5 units. The championship is a great environment for this market, because games can flip fast, one goal changes the urgency. Teams push, spaces appear, and you do not need a perfect performance to get 2 goals. The edge here is solid, not outrageous, but clean. This is the type of play that keeps the card ball. And said note, every bet has to be a highlight reel. Some bets are just good business. 1.5 units, we move next play Blackburn versus Sheffield Wednesday. Over 1.5 goals, 2 units. Now we're talking main play energy. This is one of the stronger edges on the whole card, and it is priced in a way that makes it worth pressing. So we do 2 units does not mean we're emotional. 2 units means the value is strong enough that we lean in calmly controlled, no. If this loses, it does not change the process, because the process is what prints, not one match. So is 2 units Beck. Osathija Shunky, and this is exactly the kind of spot you want to behave your on next play and final play Spennymoor Town versus Telford over 1.5 goals, 2 units. This one is pure value, only one of the strongest edges today. And lower league England is where strange things happen in a good way for this market. Mistakes happen, set pieces matter. Momentum swings, and 2 goals can show up even when the match does not feel beautiful. This is why over 1.5 is a cheat code market. You do not need to tell domination. You just need the match to breathe for a few mem. In Utes 2 unit share, because the edge is big, not because we're trying to get Trichen on day. Because this is a spot that you want to show up for again and again. Anytime the book gives you this kind of gap. Alright, before I recap, one quick talk. If a strong Gillo says today, do not lose your head. That is normal, variance is part of the game. Event the best prices loses sometimes. The goal is not to win every bet. The goal is to keep taking prices that are in our favor. That is how you win a month. That is how you win a season. Also shop your odds if you can find a better price than what is on screen. That is literally free value, same bet, better number, more edge. Now recap the Harrogate Town versus Swindon Town over 1.5 goals, 1.5 units, solid edge MC Oran versus Olympique Akbou over 1.5 goals, 1 unit, huge edge Queen's Park versus Ross County. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit, solid edge Chesham United versus AF Totton. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit, small edge Lynn Town versus Southport. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit, small edge Rochdale versus Boreham Wood. Over 1.5 goals, 1 unit, strong edge Bologna versus AC Milan. Over 1.5 goals, 1.5 unit, small but positive edge National Bank versus Ahly Cairo. Over 1.5 goals, 1.5 units, big edge Sheffield United versus Oxford United. Over 1.5 goals, 1.5 units, solid edge Blackburn versus Sheffield Wednesday. Over 1.5 goals, 2 units, big edge main play Spennymoor Town versus Telford. Over 1.5 goals, 2 units, monster edge main play. If you enjoyed the slate, like the video, subscribe for daily value only overs, and drop a comment with the one match you are riding with today. Masked FC value only. Good luck, stay disciplined, and gamble responsibly.